National Assembly leadership to communicate President Bola Tinubu on composition of 10th Assembly.
That the clerk to the National Assembly do advise the Secretary to the federal government to inform the President that the House has assembled and quorum formed.
Plus, more state assemblies inaugurate new set of legislators. Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Vivian Itekbefo. Many thanks for joining us. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Governors and Senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria have been reacting to the outcome of the election to the leadership of the Senate. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogunshola reports.
Dignitaries that came to witness the election say it was a reflection of an evolving democratic culture that respects the views of minority while the majority have its way.
Every Nigerian who thought there was going to be political brouhaha here, electoral brouhaha in the Senate chamber, would be so disappointed. It also demonstrates the maturity of the senators-elect and, of course, their commitment to the unity and territorial integrity of this country.
I believe they should assert themselves, because the beauty of democracy is, there's clear separation of power.
It's a very good plus to our democracy, and I'm happy that things are going well, and my party is better off for it.
We certainly hope that the 10th Assembly will do far more than even the 9th Assembly. The 9th Assembly did very, very well.
For senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the outcome of the poll will not undermine the independence of the legislative arm of government, rather a deliberate action plan to build an inclusive government.
The executive did not impose a candidate on us. If it were imposition, there wouldn't have been election.
One cannot attribute his victory to purely an APC matter or the supremacy of the party prevailed at the end of the day, because he was voted across party lines.
It was a very close fight, despite all that you saw that you alluded to. So it shows that the people here are determined to have independent mind.
I want to believe that these two personalities are properly groomed to take us to the next level.
In their opinion, the robust legislative-executive relationship of the 9th Assembly is never a threat to legislative independence. Thus, they are hopeful that will be improved upon. From the National Assembly, Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
The 10th Senate has commenced the business of legislation 24 hours after inauguration as it communicates President Bola Tinubu on the composition of the 10th Senate. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the resolution was reached at its maiden plenary.
On the first day of plenary after inauguration, the Senate had a closed-door meeting which lasted for 3 hours. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, gave a hint on the issues discussed.
On matters relevant to the workings of the Nigerian Senate in particular and the National Assembly in general.
The Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Barrow, took the first motion on the order paper which deals with passing of information to the Executive, the House of Representatives and other parliamentary bodies on the composition of the 10th Senate.
Informing them that the quorum of the Senate of the 10th National Assembly has assembled and is ready to receive any communication.
In the meantime, a welfare committee has been set up to handle some needs of the lawmakers.
It's a normal practice that some people have to sit back, take stock of the seats, and then allocate the seats so that next time when we are coming here, you will speak from your seat. And then you are also expected to move into your offices. Right now, you don't have those offices.
Senate has adjourned to Tuesday, 4th July 2023. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
With the recent victory of Senator Godswill Akpabio, he has now become the 15th indigenous president of the Nigerian Senate. Ignatius Nkwo in this report takes a look at the list of those who have occupied the top legislative seat since independence.
The history of the Nigerian legislative arm of government has been that of a consistently interrupted growth occasioned by various military interventions. Leadership crises, especially in the Senate at the time, also affected the stability of the legislative chamber. The indigenous leadership of the Nigerian Senate started with Nnamdi Azikiwe from Anambra State in 1960. Under the NCNC, he was succeeded after a short period by Dennis Osadebe, also of NCNC, from Delta State from 1960 to 1963. Nwafo Rizwe of NCNC from Anambra State succeeded Dennis Osadebe between 1963 and 1966. The Second Republic has Joseph Wayas from Cross River State as President of the Senate under the NPN. Iyochayu of the Social Democratic Party from Benue State presided over the Nigerian Senate between 1992 and 1993. He was succeeded in November 1993 by Ame Bute of SDP, also from Benue State. In the Fourth National Assembly between 1999 to 2003, the Senate witnessed a handful of internal crises which saw the Senate passing through 3 presidents. Ivan Enwerem of PDP from Imo State, 3rd June to 18th November 1999. Chubo Kadibo, also of PDP from Anambra State, took over from 18th November to July 2000. Anyim Pius Anyim from Ebonyi State from July 2000 to 2003, also under the PDP. For the 5th Assembly, Adolphus Nwabara of PDP from Abia State succeeded Anyim Pius Anyim between 3rd of June 2003 and May 2005. Nwabara resigned and Ken Nnamani, also of PDP from Enugu State, took over from 5th of May 2005 to June 2007. The Fourth Republic ushered in the 6th National Assembly between 2007 and 2008 with David Mark from Benue State as President of the Senate under the PDP. At this time, Nigerian Senate began to witness stability in its leadership as David Mark was re-elected as President of the 7th Senate between 2011 and 2015. It was the first time the Senate witnessed the return of a presiding officer in direct succession.
What is even more remarkable about the 6th and 7th Senate is that Senator David Mark served out both terms with the same deputy, Senator Ike Ekweremadu.
The 8th Assembly between 2015 and 2019 was a turning point in the history of the Nigerian Senate as Bukola Saraki from Kwara State emerged president against the wish of his party, the ruling All Progressives Congress. The major opponent of Bukola Saraki in 2015, Ahmed Lawan, also of APC from Yobe State, emerged president of the 9th Senate between 2019 and 2023. Senator Godswill Akpabio of the All Progressives Congress has now become the 15th president of the Nigerian Senate. His tenure is expected to elapse in June 2027 when the 10th National Assembly will wind down. The Nigerian Constitution provides that the president of the Senate is third in line of succession to the presidency. In history, only one person has enjoyed that constitutional provision, and that is Nwafo Rizwe, who was acting president between late 1965 to 1966 when the military took over. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives in its first plenary has declared the seat of former Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, vacant. This follows Femi Gbajabiamila's formal resignation as a member of the Green Chamber to assume his appointment as Chief of Staff to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. National Assembly correspondent Mitare Ikpen brings us details.
You may sit down, please.
The first plenary of the 10th House of Representatives commenced with the Speaker directing the clerk to the National Assembly to notify the Executive and the Senate of the composition of the House.
That the clerk to the National Assembly do advise the Secretary to the federal government to inform the President that the House has assembled and quorum formed are ready to receive any message he may wish to transmit.
Thereafter comes a letter of resignation from the former Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila to enable him assume his new office as Chief of Staff to the President.
It is with with mixed feelings that I want to, at this time, present to you and the Honorable House my letter of resignation from this House.
We have declared the seat of Surulere 1, Federal Constituency of Lagos, vacant as from today. Thank you.
Before taking his bow from the chamber, the former speaker moved a motion of urgent public importance on the need to mitigate the effect of flooding in the country this year, as predicted by NIMET. The House, after amendment of the prayers, resolved to invite the DG of NEMA to brief the House on the measures in place to mitigate flood disasters and enhance intergovernmental collaboration. The House also adopted resolutions of 2 motions of urgent public importance on the need to implement palliative measures to mitigate effects of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians, moved by Representative Sani Madaki, and on the need to control gully erosion in Enugu North and Udi local government areas, moved by Representative Chimobi Sam Atu.
To mitigate the effect of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians, to mandate the Committee on Labour and Productivity, when constituted, to ensure compliance and report back within 2 weeks for further legislative action. Mandate the Joint Committee on Environment, Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, and Works to undertake an investigation of the threat posed by the gully erosion.
The House adjourned plenary to Thursday, 15th of June, 2023. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.
And the Director General, National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, Professor Abubakar Suleiman, on behalf of the management and staff of the Institute, congratulates President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, his Deputy Jibrin Barau, Speaker, House of Representatives Dr. Tajuddin Abbas, and his Deputy Benjamin Kalu on their victory as principal officers of the National Assembly. In a statement, Professor Suleiman described their elections as a remarkable achievement and testimony to their exceptional leadership and invaluable contributions to the development of Nigeria's legislature. He expressed confidence that under their leadership, the legislature will be strengthened to fulfill its constitutional responsibilities. Professor Suleiman assured them that the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, as the statutory agency mandated to provide capacity building and related support to the legislature, is fully prepared to offer sustained technical and specialized assistance to their offices, the 10th National Assembly, and state assemblies across the country. Now, the legislature is no doubt a strong pillar in a democratic setting. With the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly, correspondent Rina Obasi takes a look at the journey of the National Assembly and its impact on Nigeria's democracy.
The adoption of National Assembly as an arm of government that makes law in the nation was inherited from the colonial era during the parliamentary system of government until 1979, when the nation changed to presidential system of government, where the National Assembly had an oversight function over the executive. However, with uninterrupted democratic rule since 1999, the National Assembly has grown over the years through the operation of 2 chambers, the Senate made up of 109 senators, 3 elected from each of the 36 states of the Federation and Federal Capital Territory, as well as the House of Representatives, which consists of 360 federal representatives from across the country. The impact of the National Assembly cannot be overemphasized, as political analysts say, is crucial in democratic rule. Apart from the legislators' role in enacting laws, they also serve as the mouthpiece of the people, including the minority, bringing development closer, especially to the neglected areas through equal representation.
The legislature is to check the excesses of the executive, to make laws, to do budget, to state how much money comes in, how it will be spent, how it shall be spent, on what it should be spent on. It is a personification, a symbolism of the power of the people. You know.
For non-serving Senator Victor Ndoma Egba, who served in the 5th, 6th and 7th Senate, and Senator Abu Ibrahim from 3rd to 6th Senate, with 264 bills signed into laws by various Nigerian presidents from 1999 to date, all were facilitated by the lawmakers. These, they believe, are impacting on the lives of the people and promoting rule of law.
Supposed to make laws, for the good governance, peace and security of the country.
During my last tenure, I did the police trust fund. It was my bill, which started it. Now that we have the police trust fund as part of the budgetary allocations every year, and even there's a committee implements the trust fund. I have finished my own by doing the law, by making provision for the amount of money to go into that trust fund. That trust fund. It was the executive who took over and set up the trust fund committee, and the executive secretary and other things like that, who are implementing now that law.
As the 10th Assembly takes shape, they admonish the legislators to ensure quality legislation that will make democracy work well in the country. In Abuja, Rina Obasi, NTA News.
Oyo State House of Assembly re-elects Speaker and Deputy Speaker. This and more news from state assemblies after this break. Stay with us. This is Parliamentary News reaching you on NTA Parliament from Nigeria's capital city, the FCT. From Dutse, Jigawa State, comes a report that member representing Miga constituency, Haruna Aliyu, has emerged Speaker of the Jigawa State 8th Assembly. The new Speaker emerged unopposed alongside member representing Gumel constituency, Sani Ishaku, who was elected Deputy Speaker. Ibrahim Sani has more.
That I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The inauguration and the election of the principal officers of the State Assembly are in compliance with Section 105 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and by the Jigawa State House Procedure 2017 as amended. The House plenary this day followed the presentation of the proclamation by Governor Umar Namadi requesting the opening of the 8th Assembly. The session held on the floor of the Jigawa State Assembly saw the emergence of Haruna Aliyu Dangachin as Speaker, and it was election that went unopposed. Some members described the process as smooth and democratic. They pledged to provide robust legislation for the development of Jigawa State and the nation in general.
Definitely, the process is democratic, as you can see. An election was held and he came out unopposed and also won the highest number of votes. So I think this is a very good development for our democracy.
We carry all the members along. We are friends, we are colleagues, we are together. As I have said, it's first among equal. It's just to co-head them. They are the ones that give me trust to lead them.
They also pledged to work in harmony with the executive to ensure that people in the state derive the full dividends of democracy. From Dutse, Ibrahim Sani, NTA News.
In the same vein, the 7th Gombe State House of Assembly has expressed commitment to be more vibrant and effective in promoting democratic ideals, especially towards meeting the yearnings and aspirations of the electorate. Speaker of the 7th Assembly, Abubakar Mohammed, made the remark shortly after the inauguration of the House. Abbas Meikanu has that report.
The premises of the State Assembly complex was characterized by a large crowd of friends, supporters and relatives of the legislators from the 24 constituencies to witness the historic event of the 7th Assembly.
I will strive to preserve
Former Speaker of the 6th Assembly, Abubakar Mohammed Lugero, was re-elected for the 7th Assembly alongside Saddam Bello of APC representing Funakai as Deputy Speaker.
As a Deputy Speaker,
of Gombe State House of Assembly,
of Gombe State House of Assembly,
I will discharge my duties
I will discharge my duties
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Both of them were elected unopposed following their nominations for the two most senior principal officers of the House by Nasir Abdul Karim and Mustafa Hassan, respectively.
I will be faithful. I will be faithful. And bear true allegiance. To the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
11 out of the 24 newly inaugurated members are coming in newly, while 13 of them return for the second and third times. Other principal officers of the 7th Assembly include Yerima Ladan, representing Kaltungo West, Majority Leader, Zubair Ayala of Shongom Local Government Area, Minority Leader, Musa Buba of Balanga North, Chief Whip. Others are Nasir Abdul Karim, Adamu Sali and Malong Yari as deputies of Majority and Minority Leaders, as well as that of the Chief Whip. The House adjourned sitting to the 13th of July 2023. In Gombe, Abbas Mekano, NTA News.
From the pace-setter state, 36-year-old Adebo Ogundoyin, representing Ibarakwa East, has again been re-elected as the Speaker of the 10th Assembly, same way his deputy Abiodun Fadeyi returned as Deputy Speaker. Correspondent Oyeinka Omole reports.
Mr. Speaker!
With the passage of 97 out of 108 bills sponsored to law, 120 motions and 30 matters of urgent public importance passed to resolution, 94 committee reports of oversight function adopted, and a number of public hearings, Chairman House Committee on Special Duties, Lateef Adebunmi, presented legacy reports of the 9th Assembly at the valedictory session.
The incoming 10th Assembly honorable members are urged to be committed to the all assignment of the House.
Outgoing members, during the recap of activities of the Assembly, suggested ways forward for the upcoming 10th Assembly to strengthen commitment to legislative compliance.
Don't let the 10th Assembly be like 8th and 9th Assembly, that our last functionary meeting was 2021.
For the past 4 years, none of us from the minority party ever went to grant an interview against this government. It is on record. Legislative experience is to be nurtured and added upon. It is the reason the Constitution of Nigeria allows the legislature to return as many times as possible. When some of us lost in last election, it was the experience we have gathered over time.
Speaker Adebo Ogundoyin, who appreciated the lawmakers, assembly workers, and the media, believed that the Assembly has actually surpassed achievements of previous assemblies in Oyo State.
The numbers don't lie. The Oyo State House of Assembly this time around has showed that he has showed his value, he has showed his worth in one of the best, if not the best, performing House of Assembly in the whole of Nigeria.
Out of the 32 lawmakers inaugurated in 2019, only one is a female who was absent at the valedictory session, while a member representing Ibadan South East 2, Olusegun Popola, died in 2022. Inauguration of the 10th Assembly holds on Wednesday, 14th June, as the House adjourned Senedine in Ibadan. Oyeinka Omole, NTA News.
Still on inauguration of state legislature, the member representing Ikom 2 constituency, Elvet Ayabem, has emerged Speaker of the Cross River State House of Assembly, while the member representing Obudu constituency, Sylvester Agabi, is the Deputy Speaker. The lawmakers were elected unopposed during the inauguration of the 10th session of the Cross River State House of Assembly. Justina Etim reports.
25 new lawmakers converged on the chambers of the State House of Assembly to be inaugurated for commencement of legislative duties by the 10th session of the Cross River State House of Assembly. After taking the proclamation of the state governor, the clerk of the House, Akabisong Adie, proceeded to swear in the speaker and his deputy, who were elected unopposed, while the new speaker administered the oath of office on others.
I,
Honorable Lebega,
do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly, Elvet Ayambem, promised to bring the dividends of democracy to bear in the states.
All they are asking for is a functional system, and this does not look like what we cannot give. Looking through this chamber, the most of us are product of public education and health system. Though terribly bastardized in the interim, the fortunes of our system are not irredeemable. In those institutions lie resilience and pioneering efforts of our forebears, which we must, as an assembly, work to reposition. With reputable stakeholders, we will, in this joint task, work to return public education and healthcare in our state to its era of glory.
Lawmakers speak on their aspirations as they are charged to enact laws that will touch the socio-economic dimensions of the people.
People have represented and our people are not feel the impact of this place. I have come to make a change. I will make law for them. We are farmers, so agri will reign so that my people can benefit.
One of the things that we're looking at doing is looking at the old laws and seeing how we can revamp them to make sure they are more useful and more progressive.
So the Cross River State House of Assembly has to enact laws that will touch the socio-economic dimension of people, enact laws that will touch the educational aspect of people, even the health aspect, even inclusivity, and those who are disabled, the vulnerable, everybody is expectant.
It is expected that the new lawmakers will churn out bills that will bring desired turnaround in the state. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
And that completes our package today. Remember, NTA stands against rape and rapists. You can follow us on our social media handles scrolling on your screen. Thanks again for watching. I am Vivian Itekbefo. Good evening.